Thank goodness. Okay. All right. So, okay. I mean, just compress to a smaller screen. All right. For the purpose of demonstration, I will alternate between the smaller tennis ball as well as the slightly larger balls because it does feel different. Like the way we handle it. So I just want you to, in your own way, just to warm up in movement with the balls. Whatever you feel you're guided to move the ball. You can just carry the ball around the room. You know, um, you can rotate the balls, explore the sphere circularity of the ball, allow it to roll around, making contact with your body. You know what? Let's just use two ideas at a time, so that you not so many at a time that you don't know what to do. So yeah, just to say that's alternating between rolling the ball around you and just making contact, develop a relationship. Allow your skin, your joints to feel okay. Whoa, wow! I have the ball around me, between my legs. You can and roll them, push them, play with it. The idea is to play, and to imagine and play, experience, and not with too much of the structure. So with one idea, like making contact, and then let's start with the contact. Yeah, contact is always good. You can also always have the ball with contact with the floor, and your foot is there. You're just rolling between your heel and your. If you have a tennis ball, it's much smaller, isn't it? So that continue to work with the contact, and then I will demonstrate with a smaller tennis ball. You just roll around your body. Roll toward your toes, and you can use your bottom of the foot, so to maintain some sort of the contact. You can even have the ball being in touch with the floor, and you're just rolling it with your wrist, your knuckles, okay? And if you have the bigger ball, if the ball is on the floor, you can even just kind of press with your belly and you roll around, and just to see what it's like, or making contact with your forearms and roll it around, having a contact. So continue. Let me see who else is at the door. Nobody else is at the door. Good. Welcome, Shuhuan. Very nice to see you. Yay. Okay, so nobody's at the door. Let me see here. Nope, nobody. Okay, so continue to now. And then if you have the ball in touch with the floor, you can take the ball to be in touch with the floor and take it all over the place. And at one point, you can also make a transition, rolling the ball up to your body. So I'm going to now continue to move. I will introduce you the second idea for warm-up. Another idea is, as you are making contact with the body, at one point you will peel off. You gradually leave the contact of your body. So you just kind of not sort of just detach, disconnect, but just like a sticker. The ball is like a sticker, just coming off your body, and you take the ball to travel in space. The ball is just sort of going around. You're directing in space in either a line or a spiral, or design your own path in space for you to move. You can take it, go round and around, and you can alternate alternate between doing that and return back to the contact of the body. And then take it to travel. So you just alternate between these two ideas. Beautiful. Continue to move, and if you're making contact with your body, don't forget you also have your back. The back and around your rib cages and all around. Don't forget our back space, and also back towards from your tailbone down to back of your leg. These are not very convenient or I would say unusual spots, right? So the idea is to move slightly different from how we normally move with functional movement designed for everyday task and convenience only. You know, this is just for you to see, wow, okay, well, I have my back and my sensation, oh, I can carry it. Well, and if it falls, it falls. Now the third idea I would like you to try is, at one point, if you do that, you can also develop into let the ball leave your hand. There are numerous ways the balls can leave your hand. You can create a bounce situation, allow it to bounce. You catch it. Okay, so, or you can throw it and catch it. Or you can leave your hand by rolling it away, and you can stop it and rolling the other way. You know, you can kick it, whoa, and it creates a little bit rolling bounce if you kick it. I don't know about you, with my students, those children who play soccer, they'll say when they have the balls, oh, they want to kick it. That's very wonderful, like you had just, wow. Okay, so it has a blend of the bounce and a roll. Okay, so explore ways that the ball would leave your hand and go somewhere. So find your own way that the balls will leave your hand. Oh, beautiful follow through that you all have. Yes, beautiful, Claire. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, so continue to move, and then that's right. So when it leaves, you don't just go like, oh, it left. You know, if it leaves, you're kind of like, oh, it's leaving. Participate in its departure and go with it. Or if it leaves your hand, you just direct your body to go with the flow of the ball. You and the ball are working together in one. So yeah. Hi Don, welcome. Don, we are exploring the ball, so we are working with, at this moment, how the ball leave your hand in many ways. Not so many actually. Maybe just like you can roll it away and toss it. You can bounce it. Okay. And now, so since many of you are already doing that, about follow through. So for example, if you bounce it, after you catch it, you bounce, you catch, maybe you can take the ball, go somewhere else. So you can start to weave those ideas for movement improvisation together. You let a ball leave, you receive it again, you take it for a little journey, you can create contact, you know. Just play with this idea, improvise your little movement sequence. Maybe you can establish contact and you push that away, you know. And notice how you are breathing with it, like a release of breath or sound that you're inspired to go with your movement exploration. Okay, so some of you, yeah, feel free to watch people a little bit. Do not write. We will write together later. Okay, just watch. and go back to participation mode. So your body is, you're feeding your body the sensation and the experience. So, okay, so I will just recap. So maybe you are doing a bounce. When you catch it, maybe you're taking the ball to go somewhere. Maybe you are establishing contact on the body, but somehow you decide to push it. You know, you play how you like. Or you decide to travel with the ball, but whoop, and it goes away from you. Or you can decide to, you want to roll, you run with it, you catch it, and you, but whatever it is, there's always, notice the preparation, the impulse, the follow through, and when does the follow through becomes the next preparation, the ending is also the preparation, the beginning of the next movement, you see. So notice that in your body as you do it. Okay, very nice. Now you can pause for a second, take a tiny break. So some of you, you might already have some of your favorite. You might have some of your favorite. Some of you favors sort of move all that in place and then you release, you do that. Some of you likes to actually take the ball and use your feet to travel somewhere in the room. Alright, so I would like you to notice your tendencies and balance it off. If you tend to be in place and doing all this wonderful, exploration, drawing circles, and you go wham, ba-bum, that's cool, but then why not, when you're doing this, you also accompany with your feet and take your ball for more coverage of space. So you're not in place, and you really travel, and then you, maybe if you bounce, not have to be in place, you can bounce forward and you catch it. Okay, so you have to, or if you tend to travel a lot, find a way to do it in place as well. Okay, welcome Fei Fan. So we were exploring the ball like a little bit like last time. So continue you all. I'm just gonna tell Fei Fan a little bit what we're doing. So we were just working with 3 main ideas. One is creating contact of the ball on the body, and then take the ball to travel in space. You're still holding the ball. And the third idea, the third group, the idea group is how the ball leaves you. So the ball could be, whoop, you toss it away and you catch it, or the ball could be bounce and you catch it, or the ball could be rolling away. Friendly could be passing between one hand to the other. So you play with these 3 ideas and make your own sequence. Okay? Let me see here. And make some sound as you do it. For example, or or accompany your voice with the movement. If you stop the ball, make a sound for the stopping. If you prepare the ball, make a sound for preparation. If you're releasing the ball, make a sound for the release. If you're traveling, make the sound for traveling. For example, just silly, funny sounds. Bridage. So now, I would like you to come to a little bit of a composure. I'm going to ask each one of you to give us an idea, a short, very short idea of what you do, and we will all do it. Okay, so I'll just say it again. I will invite one of you one at a time. I will feature you on the screen. You show us a tiny little sequence. It doesn't need to be long, just something that's repeatable. A short sequence, repeatable, very short. And you show us, and we watch you. You make sounds, and we will all do what you do. But we make our own sound. Okay, so we make the sound for you, for that person's movement. Okay, so we will watch and we'll do, but we also vocalize in your own way. All right, so does it make sense? Yeah. So I'm gonna invite Carol, and I will pin her. Remove pin. No, I should say spotlight. Is this spotlight here? Spotlight for everyone. Okay, great. Carol, you can also unmute yourself. So let's watch Carol. Oh, this is very long. Well, well, can you cut a little bit? They were all amazingly wonderful, and would you agree that was very clear with her vocalization? It was very clear. I'm just debating now. Should we just challenge her memory a little bit, or make her go shorter? uh, a little shorter maybe, because it's not easy to do that. Yeah, so just something a little shorter. Let's watch her again. Let's watch her again. But it was so clear, Carol. Thank you. Okay, could you repeat that two more times? We watch her. Just take it in like watching a movie, and sort of mark it as she does it, just in place, and we'll go into space and do it. Okay, so just two more times, Carol. One more time. Thank you very much. So go into space and do what she does. If you need to see more times what she does, just Carol, you can continue to model. I'm going to mute you. How do I mute you? Ooh. So could you mute yourself? So the people, you will make your own sound, but do the her sequence. So Carol, you can continue to demonstrate. Though for those who need to see more times. Okay, so I would like people to come back to the screen again. And Carol, you will do it with no sound. We will vocalize for your sound. Just you mute yourself still. Okay, so are you ready? So we're gonna vocalize for her movement. Okay. All right, thank you so very much. Okay, and then let's go on. Let's see. So remove spotlights. And Claire, will you please show us yours? Let's see here. So it's the same sequence, okay?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, we hear. I hear you.
Here we go. Yeah. Bum, bum. Yeah. Bum, bum. Yeah. Bum, bum.
Thank you very much. So mute yourself now. Watch her only and make our own sound. Make our own sound just watching her. Thank you very much. Oh, did you notice that she actually didn't, she kind of let go of the ball instead of bouncing the ball. Is that right? I was just saying that, do you notice that, so notice that she was not really, she was just, it was interesting. She just kind of let go of the ball, boom, and then the ball rebound on its own. It's quite because that's the power of the huge ball. If she bounces the ball, the huge ball might bounce really, really high. Okay, so if you have a smaller ball, the letting go might not have the same effect. I just wanted to tell you. Okay, so anyway, so Claire, let's do Claire's movement. So she did the sway, sway. So Claire, continue to do it, and we will do your movement, and we will vocalize on our own for the movement that you proposed. All right, thank you, thank you. Take a moment to wrap up. Yes, if you're in the movement, just okay. Yes, you see what I mean now. If you have a smaller ball, it would not do the same. For example, if I have just do the same movement, but it doesn't bounce back the same way, right? But with the buoyancy of a humongous ball. That's great. Thank you so much, Claire. Let's carry on to the. Well, let me add one more sentence. That means the music that you play would be different because depending on the energy of the buoyancy and how it rebound back to you. Okay, so that's just keep in mind what's to come. So now we go on to let's go on to Katerina. Katerina, will you please, okay, yes, have the spotlight there. So let's change. Whoop, whoop. Ooh, this is fascinating that today I'm having a echoing effect. Okay, so Katerina, sorry, mute. Yes. So we will have Katerina actually move without hearing what she does with her voice. Just watch her movement, and you will vocalize for her movement. Okay, and then we will reverse and listen to what she actually does with her voice. Okay, so let's watch her, Katerina. That was all very clear, Katerina. All right. So now let's listen to Katerina's vocalization while she does it. So you can unmute.
Was it clear or not clear? Something like that.
Okay. So we will all do her movement. How's that? Okay. So you hear her and you had your go. So just do her movement and do the toss and catch. And thank you very much. Okay, and again, I saw the people with the bigger ball. You cannot sort of rub it in the center of the palm, so you make your own adaptation like this. The idea is having it on the palm, circle, circle, circular, circular like this, right? So then you can use the bigger ball and do this. I saw some of you are rotating around. Okay, so that's the adaptation that you could make with the size. Um, okay, now who hasn't get to go? Okay, let's listen to the Coraline. Coraline, are you ready? Okay. Let's do the same. Let's watch her and we vocalize for her movement, and then she will, we will listen to her vocalization. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's listen to your vocalization, please.
And I was supposed to catch it at the end, but it went too far. Yep. Pira. Yep. Pira. Yep. Pira. Yep. Pira. Hey. Yep. Pira. Yep. Pira. Yep. Pira. Yep. Pira. Hey.
Okay, thank you very much, Caroline. Could you add two more sounds? One is for when the because when the ball rolled away, you can also still make more sounds for the ball like going away. And the moment you touch the ball, can you also add another sound when you make contact with the ball?
Sorry, can you repeat this? I'm
Of
really
course. You roll
not well
away,
awake today yet.
the ball is still going. You can do more sound there. And then when you stop the ball from going that movement, you still have
Mm-hmm.
more opportunity to make sound. Just add these two on, see what happens. Again,
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm sorry. I heard you, but I can't see what you've been doing. So,
I didn't do anything. I didn't want to do it because it's for you, or I did not make sounds rather to because you
okay.
find your own solution. What I'm saying is when a ball leaves your hand,
Mm-hmm.
obviously ball it's still doing that. It's still
Mm-hmm.
moving. Yeah. So we can still, not just you, but we all can still vocalize for the movement as it goes, whatever you wanted to. But the moment you touch the ball, that's another sound.
Ah, okay. Thank you. I got it.
Yes, yes, but all other ones, fine. Then just add these two once again, please. Thank you.
Okay. Yep. Piram. 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 Ooh. This one.
Yes, yes, yeah. I definitely heard. I mean, it was sorry. The Zoom sometimes do a trick on us. Like she did make a sound, but the Zoom sort of had a little static and I heard somehow. Don't worry, I heard it. You went ah like this, isn't it? Yes, ah, and then you make another sound to catch it. Yes, yes, yes. Good. That's fine. We can always refine more, but that's clear. So can we all? How many how many do you want us to do? Because sometimes you do more.
Yeah. Sorry, I only have half a brain right now. Okay, so I went.
Copy your
Yep.
movement and do it too, so you have to guide us.
I know, I know, I know. So, yep. Pia, me, yep. Pira, me, yep. Pira, me, yep. Pira, and it goes away.
Okay, we can do that. We can do that. All right.
I
So
mean, we can
mute.
shorten it if you want.
No, no, no. We have good memory. We have to train our memory.
Okay. All right.
So mute. Thank you, Coraline. That's fine. Yes. Okay. Okay. Let's go on. Remove spotlight. Who? Okay. Let's see. Go on to see. Done. Okay. So we will do the same. We'll do the same without hearing your voice. So can you mute yourself? Can
Yes.
you mute yourself? Yeah.
Mute. Okay.
And we will make sound for you. So let's watch for a second.
Do. Boy.
Oh wait.
Sorry.
You did. You pressed.
Yes.
Can you mute yourself?
Yeah.
Can you mute yourself? Hang on.
Oh. Okay. Sorry.
No problem. Oh, it's very interesting. I don't know about you, but from my view, because her head upper space is cut off. We don't really see it. Don, maybe you move back a little bit so we see more of the space above, because there's a movement that you went up. We don't really see what's happening there. So stand back a little bit. Okay. Can you stand further back? Stand close to more close to your chairs. More away, closer to your chair. Oh, now we see a little bit more. Could you do it again, please? Oh, thank you very much. That was very interesting, actually. So we all do it again now? We vocalize for your movement, okay? Or if you haven't already, please do it. If you have, you know what? She unmuted it already. So maybe you vocalize for us. Go on.
Yeah. Do. Yeah. Do. Yeah.
Oh, that was very musical because of you. She kept the same movement idea, but she varied the time, space, energy relationship, using more space, more energy in her voice, right? Don, I would just ask you to add one more sound. Yeah, boom. Like you catch it. Even yeah, ba, boom. Like you little preparation, like I throw and catch. The ya da dum. Just another sound for touching the hand. Could you do it again?
Yep. Bum. Yeah. Bum. Yeah. Bum. Yeah.
Okay, now let's just change up the game a little bit. You can choose to do it with her like that, make your own, or you pretend you're playing the piano in the air like this. See, what would you play? Bo 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 yeah. Like how would you play with between the hands? Okay, so you can choose to play following her on the imaginary piano in the air, or you can choose to do it with her. Okay, so go on, done.
Do. Yeah. Da. Yeah. Da. Be. Ba. Ooh.
That's it. Thank you very much. On the violin, the ya could be easy. On the piano, we might have to find different means, perhaps an arpeggiated chords or fill in more sound, di-da-di-da, di-da-dum, ba-dum, or just to give the line, isn't it? But then, ba-bum, it's the articulation in our finger we can play. Okay, that was very interesting. Thank you very much, Dan. Okay, and so you can see, keeping something short and the same, you can still have a lot of room to develop variations of it. You can vary in the time, making it slower, faster. You can vary, consequently, the space you use would change, and it means when you play, the space on the keyboard, on the piano, would be more. You use more keys or more range. The energy is different, depends on how much force, how much impulse you give. And then how much you give in the key or how much you go lighter on the key. Okay? So now let's go to another person. Thank you so much, Dan. Let's go on. All of you will get a turn today. It's really nice to see all of that. Let's see. Okay, Veronica. Okay, she's like right there. Spotlight. Okay. Okay, so yes, let's watch her and watch her movement, and we make sound for her. Thank you, Veronica. That was very clear. Okay, okay. Let's listen to her vocalization. Thank you very much. Can we all try her movement just like that? So unmute, Veronica. So you follow her movement and you make your own vocal accompaniment in your own way.
Chengfeng, should I mute myself again?
Please do, so that people can make their own sound. Okay, hang on, Veronica. So just if let's just say, just have a moment of stillness, so that you're ready and we're also ready, and we can do it together. So we can start together at least, and people can morph into their speed, but at least we can have a clear start together. Thank you very much, very much. Yes, yes. That's it. She repeated just the amount of time. It's like a phrase already. That's it. Thank you so much, Veronica. And then, oh, too bad we don't have anybody who is a violinist in this room here, or flutist, because this task is not piano compulsory. You could use for violinist or cellist, or they could use their instrument to play it, and that would be so interesting actually. Let's go on to have hold on, before we move on, Veronica, I saw you're moving your arm. It feels like you're thinking of something. If you wanted to add more, instead of just woo, woo, you can think of, it's a 6/8 feel, the fig A. Da-yum, di-da-da-dum. There's a da-ya-da-dum, a little anacruz for the next swing. Di-yum, da-da-da-dee. Instead of only just ooh, mind you, your wah is like a preparation. That was already very nice. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Or you can just add some more subdivision as you wish. Okay, so that's something that you may add or not. It's up to you. Okay. Yeah.
Well, it was very good, Chen Feng, because I was actually trying to imagine how one would do that on the piano. Like it would be easier with, say, the flute. So that's what I was trying to work out. So I appreciate what you said. That's great.
Yes, because while vocalization that was legit, but it would be on the piano. It's you have to think that the practicality of we cannot bend the pitches or we cannot there's already a pitch variance, right? So dee da dee da 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 dee da dee da dee da 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 da. You just have to give a little bit more notes to give more story for the line. Okay, so because the sound doesn't glide on the piano, we can't do that. Okay.
I do have a cello if you want to, but it doesn't have necessarily.
Rachel, you play cello too?
I do.
Oh. And also my Fei Fan plays violin, I think.
I don't have a full size violin. I have a 110 at home. Do that too.
The kids one.
I don't want to put anyone on spot. Don't. It's just I envy these people who play all these other instruments. Okay. Let's go on to Katrina had to turn. Okay. We have Shu Huan. By the way, welcome Shu Huan to our class. So here we go, Shu Huan. I know it's very late in China, so. I remember years ago when we did something like this, you were saying that you cannot bounce the ball or something to disturb it. Do what you can, okay? So we will vocalize for her movement. Okay, maybe Shu Huan, go towards your piano a little bit so that we can see what happened to the ball on your rag. Go towards further back a little bit. So yeah. That's it, then we see a little bit more. Thank you. Could you do it again, please? What would you do? Decide on what would you do on the rod, because sometimes you let it roll, and just now you kind of let it roll halfway. Okay, that's one. So be consistent, because we are making sound for your movement right now. So for the musicians to follow the mover successfully, the mover is the conductor, and conductor need to be clear, be consistent. And that's another one is, now, since we're all going to be going with you with our voice, see if you can sort of have that moment of the stillness before your first movement, and cue us with a little anacrusis, and then we know that you are going to start. And when you do that, just make sure that your audience on the other side of the Zoom is with you, and we can also then vocalize your little anacrusis that takes the ball. All right, so could you tweak that a little? So this is part of it. When you do this with the ball, it's part of it, isn't it?
Yes, it's part of it.
Okay, great. Okay, so let's do it again, and we will vocalize a little bit more. I think we needed to see a little bit more. I needed to see a little bit more. Thank you. So just do it twice more. All right, thank you very much, Shu Huan. And can you now vocalize your sound? We can hear what you do with your sound. with your voice actually. This is so cool. Okay, let's all do her movement and make our own sound. Okay, so by the way, when you do it on your own, by yourself with other people's movement, inevitably you will change something. It's not possible to do exactly that. You will all do it in your way with a different ball you are already changing, because some of you have a humongous ball, you would have to change the movement already. But you capture the idea, okay? So go ahead. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You know, for me, when she vocalized her when it's gliding up, because she's wearing black and the piano cover is black. At first, I did not see. I just saw her using the ball going up. But until she vocalized it, I really felt the contact. Like really, it's making a contact against the surface with the pressure of her voice. And then I realized, oh, she is making contact. That's when I knew. I don't know about your impression, but that's, for me, that was when I knew she was, through her vocalization, she was moving against the contact, because it was black and black. You know, does anybody have other impressions? If no, we will move on. Okay, so now we have, who hasn't? Oh, Joy and Fei Fan. Okay, Joy, go ahead, please. Thank you so much. Adapt as you can. If you don't feel comfortable turning around with one foot, you just use 2 foot. Okay, so that I don't. It's great to challenge the balance of one leg, but if you can't, just not you can't. It's more like if you feel you more comfortable doing with 2 feet, do that. Okay, so that's makes sound for her movement as she does it. Thank you so much. Her Anna Cruz is really clear, isn't it? She has, before she turns, she went like the other way. Before she's like, it's a oppositional movement, a preparation, and she turns. Beautiful. Now, Joy, can you vocalize for your movement? Again.
Oh, actually, I didn't make any sound for Anna Cruises. So what I did just
Okay, that's what you did. But later on, I think you just, when you demonstrate for first time for us, you added Anna Cruz, did you?
Oh yes.
Yes, it's very natural. It's very natural to just make a sound to hear. Oh, you know, think of Beethoven's Symphony number 5. Da, 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 that one. The third movement. Di-ya-dum, bum, ba-da-da-dum. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-yum, ba-dum. And there's a theme. Da-da-da-dum. You know, so that's a very well-known Anna Kruzik. So that is, you know, you have this. All right, so let's all go and do her movement. It's a wonderful movement to do. And again, use 2 feet if you needed to spin, if you feel comfortable, and make your sound. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Joy. Okay, so just so that you know, if you weren't watching her because you kind of saw her movement, you're just doing it. If you were watching it, you would notice the first time just now she gave us a double length of the Anna Cruz. She went ready and ready. She did it twice, and then the second time you repeat, you did once just for that Anna Cruz. All right. Thank you, Joy. Thank you. Okay, we carry on. Oh, last but not least, we have Fei Fan. Okay, so here we go. Remove spotlight. Okay. So let's watch her. Okay, could you stand a little bit closer to your piano so we see more of your profile? That was really clear, but just we see more of what's happening. Maybe even back, like, since you're not moving backwards anyways. Yeah, okay. Okay. Thank you, that's great. Now we see your feet, that's wonderful. Okay, now let's vocalize. No, let's listen to her vocalization. Oh, thank you so much. Literally, when you let it go on its own, it has its own disorganized randomness. Do a boom, 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 has its own movement. Okay. Perhaps you can do a little bit of Anna Cruz for di yong bom bom, di yong bom bom. But your movement, it looks like it's pretty clear when you want it to stop. So yeah, so preserve that definite defined quality of stop. But then you prepare prab and boom boom boom. Could you vocalize that again, Fei Fan? Just add a little Anna Cruz for it before the passing.
Sure. I actually was doing it, but I was doing it through breathing. So I go, but you can't really hear it because it was so far away. But I did it, but without vocalizing it. I did some ba. So I did just a little breathe.
Can you,
I can
no,
vocalize.
this is what our discussion last week with Claire offered this idea of. Can you actually, then have make your Anna Cruzic sound audible. So instead of breathing, have like a breathing kind of sound to have that. Okay, because when you are playing for the movement, you do need that to cue your movers, right? So
Now let me try it.
yes, please.
Yeah. Bum, ba, bum. Bum, ba, bum. Yeah. Boom. Shoo. Da, 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 da.
Okay. I forgot our sequence. Have we tried her movement yet? I don't think so. Let's do it. Let's do it just once or twice on your own to make your own sound. Okay, so mute and let's do it on our own. All right, thank you everybody for your sharing. That was a long winded warm up, but it's going to serve you very well. I think you're all sort of on this framework of playing. So now I would like to propose something. We're gonna isolate one element at a time. Let's just do bounce and catch. Only bounce and catch. So, very simple, just bounce and catch. And I would like you to add the words, only 2 words. The words very simple, bounce, catch. When you bounce, you say bounce. When you catch, you say catch. Simple. So for example, bounce, catch. That's it. Okay, can you try just that? I hope that was very easy. I think you all did it. Okay, now when you bounce this time, maybe add some other things. For example, before the word bounce, you could say, I bounce, catch, or and I bounce, catch, or ready, and whatever you like to say before the verb bounce and catch. Okay, so go ahead and invent your little tiny little speech phrase for that. I hope you'll come up with something already. Yeah, it's very short. Please don't say, now I am getting ready to bounce. That's too long. Just something 2-syllable word, 1 syllable, 3, the most 4. Okay, so could someone share with us what they just did, what words they come up with? Maybe Carol, can you show us? You know, I'm not gonna play with this the spot. Okay, you know, I'm here already. Okay, so can you use your voice words? Oh, she already one step before us. Oh, she add and catch before she catches. She add. That's the next thing I'm gonna ask you to do is to add a syllable, a word, or 2-syllable word to a word phrase to before the catch. Okay, so she said, can you say without moving the ball? What did you say, Carol?
I'm going to bounce and catch.
I'm going to bounce and catch. Okay, can we all say that? I'm going to bounce and catch. I'm going to bounce and catch. All do it together. I'm going to bounce and catch. I'm going to bounce and catch. Continue, continue. Ready? I'm going to bounce and catch. I'm going to and etc. Okay, thank you very much. Who else has other preposition? Who else has other preposition about the words you could use when you before the bounce and before the catch? Now we're going to add that because you know we're already there. Let's see. Maybe Katerina. Katerina, can you let us share with us a little bit what are the words?
Yes, it's easy. I have only and bounce and catch and bounce and catch and bounce and catch.
Okay, mute your. You caught the ball before you say catch already, you know that? Because after you catch it, you actually pass. Does it make sense? Okay, so could you tweak it a little bit, just without the passing? It's only without the smaller ball. You were doing and bounce, and you're passing to the next hand. Just that part, only that part when you bounce and when you catch. Just these two. Could you just tweak it again with volume, with voice?
Yes, it's and bounce catch and bounce catch and bounce catch and bounce catch.
Thank you. And you can unmute. Great, so that also would work. And because the and is already, it's like a suspension of the sound. And bounce. Maybe add another for and catch. You can say and bounce and catch. And bounce and catch. Because that and before catch, if you watch the ball, it's rebounding back. And that and catch, that and can be for the ball and it's also for your movement. And bounce and catch. There's this prep. Okay, so could you, let's just say, so this is a shorter rhythmic motif now. And bounce and catch. I'm going to, Kara says, I'm going to bounce and catch. And bounce and catch. Okay, so that's combine both. Maybe and bounce and catch. I'm going to bounce and catch. And bounce and catch. I'm going to bounce and catch. Can we do that? Just with say these words as you do it. Ready and bounce and catch. I'm going to bounce and catch. And bounce and catch. I'm going to. Okay, so that's the idea now. So I just wanted to share with you, these are the ways that the rhythmic words can help you to shape your melodic motif as you play. Okay, so now, instead of going through all 10 of you for each idea, but that's the idea. So you go and explore that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to combine these two motifs. Da yum ba bum. Dad, I'm going to. Kara, did I change anything? I just want to make sure. I'm going to. Is what you did?
Yeah, I think I'm going to bounce and catch.
Okay, I'm going to. There are three syllables before the bounce. Okay, so the motif is da yum ba bum. Dee da da dum da dum. Da yum ba bum. Dee da da dum ba bum. Make sense? So I would like you to use this motif, and I would like you to sing. You could sing with words or la la la. For example, la 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 la. Okay, just create a little melody to go with this movement. So go ahead. I give you a little time to do that. Katerina, we're not playing quite yet. We are singing. We are going to sing with the vocal, with the melody. So singing. And do it as you sing. Do it as you sing. I would like you to pay attention to. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate something and you can tell me what needs to be tweaked. Okay, so listen to this. I'm going to use the same rhythm, but I'm going to sing like this. La 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 la. Okay, I do it again. So there are many things went wrong with this. La 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 la. Why, I mean, I bounce and catch, and then I bounce and catch. Okay, what's wrong with this? Just speak.
Well, it doesn't reflect the ball's energy. And
Okay.
I think it doesn't reflect the ball's energy. It's too legato when you sing. And then also, I didn't really feel the Anacrusis was very beautiful, but I didn't feel it had movement towards the bounce in it.
Okay, okay, that's some of the problem. Okay, good. Thank you, Veronica. Who else?
Same idea. It was too legato. It didn't reflect that.
Oh, so that means the opposite of legato is something not binded. Something has to be separated, and something has to be articulated. Okay. So something along that line. So you need a little bit of the rests in between. When the ball leaves you, you have a rest, and then build up towards with your vocal shape. So let's see. Claire, can you actually sing as you bounce the ball? It's just melodies.
Sorry, the same one we just did or a different one?
The same one, with the same rhythmic motif. I bounce and catch. And then
I bounce and catch, and then I bounce and catch. I bounce and catch, and then I bounce and catch. I bounce and catch, and then I bounce and catch. I bounce and catch, and then I bounce and catch.
Oh, thank you so much. That if you do that, and your student will be able to actually, and then there's the magic of the voice can do this, right? And so on the piano, you might have to find a way. Perhaps it's the suspension of this. You have to create that texture of the sound. Perhaps a little pedal, and then you release. Would you say her catch? Either her voice goes, would you say her catch is more of this kind of catch or this kind of catch? Okay, so all that is legit. All that is, so just so you know, your music that you create for your students has a lot of power. I bounce and catch, tuck, or I bounce and catch. It has a little nice follow through. So these are the I would say the refined, the nuances that you could freely add. And also her melody is interesting. When she does the bounce, she structure is very often went downwards melody and then rising up. Towards the end, she doesn't keep it always. Towards the end, she mixes it a little bit. So her melodic direction, it can be freer later, but in the beginning, couple of times, her vocal line, the melodic line, went descending and ascending. Does it make sense to you? Were you able to hear that? So, do you have any questions so far? It's fine. Okay. So I'm gonna move on to show you a diagram. Okay. Share screen. Share screen like that. Okay, so I had quite a lot of fun this week trying to create something for you. It's my first attempt drawing some of these graphics. Okay, so we're looking at a bounce here. Just here, maybe a little bigger. Poof, 1/5. Okay, you can all see that. Okay, so if you see the bounce, this is pretty much what we did. There's an anacrus, the prep, and then it strikes the floor. So besides the bounce and the catch, we need these two sounds. We also need what comes before. And here is the little rhythmic motif that will serve you as an anacrusis. And then you also need to sort of vocalize somewhat the rebound and the preparation before you're catching. Dee-yum, ba-dum, dee-da-dum, beep-bum. Okay? And so, now if you look at the next picture, tossing and catching is pretty much the same. You can reverse the words. I toss and catch. And then I toss and catch. So the melodic direction could reverse, but it's not strictly needing to be so. Oh, I see some words in chats. What am I missing here? Tell him he may not be reading. Oh my god. Okay. Cello. Sorry, this is about the cello before. Okay. So here we go. And then toss. Yes. So the tossing and catching. So that's the idea there. Now, so far so good with this diagram that okay. Now, so now let's go on to just these two. We're gonna go on to the rolling just in a moment. Oh, you know what? Since we're on this diagram, I will email you this diagram. Okay, so here is rolling. As you can see, before you roll it, there's a preparation and there's, and you can either let it roll away like Fei Fang's movement letting, or several of you did that actually, Shu Han did that, Clarlin did that to let the ball roll away. And then you could catch it, and then you start a cycle again. A very famous tune, if those of you who have little children and if you take them to parent toddler children classes, a very well-known tune is a very well-known children's activity. I roll the ball to you and you roll it back to me. I roll the ball to you and you roll it back to me. That itself is more about phrasing now, and it's more legato because the ball rolling is very smooth, gliding along on the, and there's the song itself is perfectly designed for the rolling music because there's this Anna Cruz, I roll with the cruises, I roll the ball, the follow through to you, like the moment that person catches, or if you don't have any person to catch it, you can just say, I roll the ball this way, and I roll it this way. I roll the ball this way, and I roll it back this way. And then I roll this way, I roll this way, I roll and roll it far away. I roll the ball this way, and I roll it this way. That is just a foolproof template for you to play for rolling music. Okay, so that's another very well-known. You can use musical example to help you. So that's a song that already you can use it. So, and if you after you practice each one of the elements, just to practice, and we're gonna do that in a moment on the piano. You would then try to combine these, like what we did in our warm-up, right? So I said, speak or sing these words rhythmically in a meter 2/4, as in, it doesn't have to be 2/4, it could be 3/4 or whatnot. But for example, here, I am combining rolling and tossing. Oh, I roll the ball and catch, and I toss, and then I catch. Okay, so these are the rhythm motif. Then it is set up. Oh, I roll the ball and catch, and I toss, and then I catch. And you can repeat, right? And of course, and then that part, there are many variants you can use. You don't have to use even rhythm. You can do, and then I catch. Or you can say, and then I catch. This is just how you fit the anacrusic motif in the meter. It's really up to you. Okay, I wanted to ask you before, I didn't send it to you yet because I want to ask your feedback. Like if you look at it, tell me, is anything I can improve on my drawing? Because my drawing is like, I did many drafts, but if there's anything I can maybe change up a little bit or not
I
so.
find it's clear myself.
Okay, it's clear, okay.
I was just thinking that in the tossing picture,
Yeah.
I was thinking that I let go of the ball with the letting go is the circle with the star in it, right?
Yes, I was thinking about that too. Yes, I know. I was debating about where to place that.
I mean, the
That
idea is correct.
yes. Yes, I'm still. That's why I'm asking you your thoughts, not just because that part is I'm not too sure. It's yeah, because the ictus of the tossing is at a lower end, but it happens so quickly. What we visually actually see is when the ball is up there. Or actually, it could work because if I draw the ball a little lower, closer to the hand, where it indicating the throw, and with the arrow, it just sort of shows the energy of the ball, right? So where it's going. Okay. Thank you, Carol. Anything else? By the way, these are balls. They are not hot cross buns.
Hi. Just for the toss and catch, what might help clarify is and toss, catch, and toss, catch. Just gives that little prep with the and. I don't know, just a thought.
And toss. Oh, I didn't write any words there. Yes, there's. You can fill it in. Yes, you can fill in the words and toss. But on that line of thoughts, Claire, I would also add, and I catch. There's the falling of the ball, the movement of the ball. So you can add another words there. Yeah. Okay. Anything else before I close this picture? I'm gonna just, I'll send it to you here. Okay, I'll send it to you and I will also email it to you. But bear in mind regarding the tossing, so you can have it right away, but regarding the tossing, so yeah, like just Carol really raised a good point about what I'm thinking too, like where should I draw the ball? But just as long as you're aware, the ictus is at the lower end. It's like I toss, but then there's a little bit the follow up, because we don't just kind of toss with our hand, just toss. It doesn't go very high. You have to let loose of your arm as you toss. So our hand sort of goes up as well. So but then, yeah, Shuhuan did a very tiny, teeny, whimsy toss. She went like this. It's very small, isn't it? Yeah, so it doesn't do that. All right, so please be at your piano. Please be at your piano. I'm gonna close the screen share. Ooh, stop share. Okay, by your piano. Okay. Okay, and then
You're muted.
can you hear me now? Okay. Okay. Thank you for telling me that. So I didn't say much. All I said is we're gonna work on the bounce. We're gonna work on the bounce only, because just to be clear about one thing is better than doing many things and not clear. Okay, so just on bounce only, and so we're gonna use the rhythm that combining between Carol and Katerina. I bounce and I bounce and catch, and I bounce and then I catch. Da yum, dee dum, da 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 dum, da dum. And can you play the melody? Play the melody on the right hand. I want to hear just the melody, okay? Just the melody in the right hand, just to for sure you get the good sensible articulation on the piano. For example, we already talked about if I do, that doesn't work, as you know, so you kind of have to find a rebound or the release in your melody. Okay. So let's listen. Fei Fan, can you show us yours? Let's just listen to her. Thank you, Fei Fan. Can you actually stick with the motif between Carol and Katerina? We were practicing. I think it was we started like I bounce and catch, and then I bounce and catch. So these are the rhythm motif. Yes. That's the idea. Okay, that's the right rhythm now. So let's see. At the first, let's also take Claire's idea when she was singing. I was commenting on how her melody when I bounce, descending melody, I bounce, and an ascending melody to catch because the movement goes down and the movement comes up higher. And then I bounce. But continue as you progress. You don't have to adhere to this melodic direction. You can mix it up a little. Does it make sense? Yes. Okay, thank you very much. Yes, that's the idea. Okay, and someone else? Okay, Claire. Yes, you could literally play what you sang.
Are we still doing I bounce and catch and then I bounce? Is that what we're
Yes,
doing?
we're combining Carol's motif and Katerina's motif. Actually, Katerina's motif first and then Carol's motif second. Okay, hang on. The rhythm is correct. Articulation is fine. Now, go back to what you sang. You sang something really nice. You went the descending. I bounce. You make it descending.
I don't remember what I sang.
No, you went I bounce. Hi. You have a little hi.
Okay.
Okay, that's the idea. So at least at first, give us bouncing downwards and then receiving upwards. Okay, you're in F major. And bounce. You know, something like that you did, right? So, goes down and catch, you know. And catch. Good. Now, Claire, down the melodic direction is good. So when I'm coaching someone, just also taking the advice goes for everyone. Goes for everyone. So just stay with us for a second, Claire. Bottom. Could you give us a little bit more weight on the bounce and little lighter on your catch, a little suspendedness on the catch with your touch?
Whoops, sorry.
Perhaps bottom, something light. It's a little lighter than just that moment. Could you do just that moment, please?
Whoops.
Yeah. And then da-da-da-dum, another bounce. And then I bounce and catch. That's it. So because the impulse of the bounce and then the recovery of the catch. Okay, so these are the subtle things. You know, of course, there's more than one way of playing for the bounce and catch. For sure, you can do in different meter, different rhythm. But for now, this is where we depart. Okay, so that you at least you have something, and from here you capture the essence. You all can just morph off to do something else. But at least just. Sorry to be a little prescriptive today, but but you know, but if you capture this one, you can go on to apply in other things. But these are the nuts and bolts of the little details. Now, instead of hearing all 10 of you, now let's think about left hand. You don't have to be in F major, by the way. You don't need to. You can be in other keys. I'm just gonna continue with what Claire was doing. So the left hand it just need to be super simple, super simple. If you can just see here, okay, and just okay. So let's say the left hand simply is just this, just bounce, catch, it's just the ball is here, it lands. You catch it. You bounce. All the other articles, for example, you know? You see, so the left hand is simply just here and here. Down there and catching up here. And you just harmonize with your simple 1, 5, 4. Don't get complicated for now. But it's important to get the flick in, because when you get the ball in the floor, I'm not saying you have to lift your hand very high like this, because it's very risky at the piano. You really miss the key. It's about probably 1 centimeter height. Just a little bit of the flick preparation, even in the left hand. And you sprint off, you catch it. And here, lighter. Okay, so could you take a moment to practice this touch and the nuance? Boy, yum, boom, boom, down and up. And if that is pretty easy for you, that you can just combine in your key of your choice. I'm still demonstrating Claire's key here, so you can. I remember her voice when there's we cannot do it on piano. We do it on the piano. There's this suspended movement in your sound, and boom, you release together. If you want more sound, you can add another note. See, I'm having a single note in the F, but you can add a third here, and a little pedal is fine. You can create this suspending. So I bounce a little lighter there. So can you work that segment out in your key, in your melody? So I'm just going to listen to someone. Okay. Okay. Who would like to play? Just to let us hear. Just only that segment, nothing more. Just that, to be super clear about the type of the nuance and the articulation you need from your wrist arm.
I can go
Coraline. Okay, please, Coraline. Wonderful. Hang on.
with both hands, right?
With both hands now,
Okay.
yes. Hang on. Whoa, hang on. The spotlight. Where's the spotlight? Okay, add the spotlight.
Anyway, you can't really see my piano. Well, you can see my hands, but
Yeah, no problem.
sorry. Okay.
Coraline, can you turn on your original sound?
Oh, sorry, I thought I did. Original sound. Oh, why is it off? I guess
Don't worry, it does that. So yeah,
it's on now. I usually check, but I never turned it off, so I thought it was on. Sorry.
no problem.
Okay. Can I just try the right hand? I'm
Please.
mixing it
Yeah,
up.
let's work it out. Just one hand, and we're gonna listen to the left hand, and we put it together. Okay. Could you give us reverse? Goes down.
You want me to go down?
The descent, because the ball goes down.
Oh, I did this.
No, but the first one you were ba, go, you went up.
So I bounce and catch, right?
But you're tossing right now with your movement. Bounce goes down to the ground.
Okay, but if I bounce and catch,
That's
so
right.
the catching, I didn't do a big gap in the notes because I felt.
No, yeah, I'm talking about the direction of your melody. Can you play the beginning again? Just the beginning.
Yeah.
Yes. Can you reverse? Bam. Reverse means bottom, high goes low. Reverse is no from the beginning right away because and bounce. We bounce towards the floor.
Sorry. Yeah, I don't know why I did that. Okay.
Very clear. Thank you. And as I mentioned before, at first, maybe the first 2 sets, you stick with the direction of the ball. Later on, you can.
I didn't think about that. I just thought of the dynamic, but
Yeah, the dynamic is fine, but also to help it. But later on, at the 3rd or the 4th part, you can mix up your direction of the melody. You can be a little freer, but at least to be clear in the first.
when I teach it to students, you mean at first we should maybe talk it to say what we do with the right dynamics, and then when we go to the piano, we respect the up and down so that it's very clear, and then when they know what they're doing, then the next step is we can mix it up on the piano because they get the dynamic.
Could you tell me what do you mean by talk to the students?
When we are teaching this bounce and catch to the students, we would first speak it like I bounce and catch, and then
okay, Caroline, thank you for saying that. Okay, you're tapping into the domain of the pedagogy, okay, about teaching sequences. Okay, I do understand why we do this. I won't double on too much on this because I want to focus on playing. Now, when you're teaching young kids, you don't talk to them about anything. You just watch them, and they naturally will bounce to the ground. You don't have to tell them.
So we just play this on the piano, and they know what to do?
You can do it with them. You do it with them. And also, I just on a side note, nowadays, the ball skills amongst young children is very deficient. They don't play enough with the balls. And even a 6 and 7 year old, they have trouble. This is for your improv exam where you have to play for the ball sequence. This is your skill building. As I said, I don't want to, if I go on to talk about pedagogy, I can spend an hour talking about that. But you definitely have to coach their movement, but not by talking through, by modeling and by also observing. You say, oh, I noticed someone is able to catch the ball. How does she do that? Look where his eyes are. His eyes are looking at the ball. Some kids don't. Oh, this kid's ball really bounces, but this one doesn't bounce. Let's watch him. How come his ball really bounces? Oh, look, he actually lifted up a little bit before he bounces. You just do it by observation, but you don't instruct, or because you watch what they instinctually can do. That's more organic. I prefer that way, but some teacher might argue differently. Some teacher might say, everybody now, hold your hand up high, and blah, 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 blah. I don't do that, okay? But it just observe what they naturally can do, and then allow them to learn from each other, making comments, use music to help them. You know, or even get them to say, listen to the music. When do you think the music tell the ball to bounce? Get ready, show me how you get ready. Get ready. You know, and they're having this, you practice their anticipation. you know, and they might not even catch it. That's great. At least they heard the bounce. And then, you know, and some of my kids, when they're not able to catch it, is because they're not focusing and they're all over the place. I said, I would like you to concentrate and really focus. Can you at least catch it once? So they focus, they bounce, and I stop right there and say, oh, you caught it once. Can you catch it 2 times in a row? Bounce, catch, and you literally have to train them, but you don't talk them through. Okay, sorry everybody, I don't want to talk about this because
No,
this is
but I
about
think
improv. Okay, so
I think you were talking about pedagogy when you said first I have to consider going down because it's we're throwing it on the ground, but then
no, I'm talking
later
about
on
improv for movement. I'm not talking about just improv for the movement because this is how you needed to the tools that you need to use to create music for it. So I don't want to talk anymore. I want to hear your left hand. Your right hand was fine. Now I want to hear your left hand. Please play.
so just the left hand?
Yes, just the left hand.
Okay. So all right.
You're in G major.
I'm in G major. I'm in G major. Yeah.
Yes, you were.
So I go. Okay. So I have to go down instead of up.
No, but left hand, you go lower, you go higher, you
Okay.
and stop right there. Stop right there. That was very clear. The flick is there. There's a boing, and you can as your hand carry through the space, and you catch it, and the nuance was adequate, was fine. Okay, so yes, it related to something about, but let's focus on improv now. Put it together. So how do you combine these two elements? So descending melody plus the left hand. And thank you very much. You have the right idea. Okay. So but now I want to go on. For you to continue further, you have the right nuances. You have the Anna Cruz, you have all this. And then when you meet your two hands together, try to add some thirds of the chord so that they don't have octaves. But at least the quality of the sound was enough to suggest it's a bounce and it's a catch.
Okay.
Does it make sense? Because so that your chords, you can complete your chords. Yes, but that's something to continue to work. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you for allow us to watch your coaching, Caroline. So for that, now let me just remove pin, remove spotlight. So you can see that's roughly around what we're looking for the bounce and for the catch. The left hand just have a little flick and up. So don't get how to say it's no wrong camera, sorry. Don't get sticky. For example, the ball doesn't do that. It's really etc., you know, and then you can oh sorry, I didn't respect the rhythm that we were doing, so maybe you know, so that you can start to build your Anna Cruz, and you can play try in different meters. Okay, and so that is the tossing. So I would like you this week to practice just the bounce and the catch, and continue for a good 8 sets of it, so you can do it continuously. You don't do it fast. Do it just slowly, so that you can coordinate between hands, coordinate and listen. Above all, really listen to the nuance in your fingertip, the lightness, the suspension, you know, the anticipation. So your whole arm is connected with your belly, with your sensation that you just remembered from all the ball explorations. It's like how to say this? It's like a transfer of your physical experience to here. Now you reduce, not reduce, but you just sort of condense into just at this level, and you're creating a memory of what you had experienced. So all that little details of the breath, the space, the accent, the recovery, it's need to be all there. Okay, and we will do the toss. The tossing is different. Tossing may be you just kind of release and you receive, and the rolling, as I said, you can use the children's song. I roll, more smooth and more use the left hand to depict the ball. These are just roughly what we're gonna head into next time. But for now, if you want to try all that, go ahead. But for now, at least work on your bounce and catch for a good 2 phrases, about 8 sets of the bounce and catch. Okay, do you have any questions before we move on?
Hi. I have a question.
Who is talking? Oh, Shuhuan. Okay, hi, Shuhuan.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I hear you. Yes.
So as I listened to the conversation between you and Carolyn, so you suggest the melody direction at the beginning supposed to be like follow the ball's direction. If the ball if it's bouncing, so the melody should follow the direction, like from the top to the bottom. And is that mandatory, or is that just the voice like a signal for the children, or
just in the beginning, to be very clear, it's not, of course, nothing is mandatory, but it's just a lot more clear in the beginning. But as I said too, you don't have to stick with it the whole time, just the first 2 sets. Later on, you're free.
So that's our best choice as a teacher. Is that what you?
It's so clear, because when you do it, it's super clear.
Okay.
It can, but mind you, just to offer what you bring to us just now, what you said, to clarify, the left hand already giving you a base, so that itself is also very clear, right? For example, there are more than one way of indicating the impulse of wrong camera. There's more one way of indicating the impact of the bounce, because the left hand is already going low. So for example, here and here, that's already low and high, right? But the fact that when people do, it feels like a flick. People wanted to kind of throw the ball away. It's so very tempting to do that. But even with this, so that bounce, that just in the beginning 2 sets. It doesn't have to do it like all the whole time. For example, I went up, right? So, but then we set it up already, so then they know that's what they're doing. Then you can make your own nice music. Okay, does it answer?
Yeah. And another question is for the preparation, like the pickup or anacrusis. So does it have to be one note or several? Like I'm going to is like 3 or 4 notes, and if we do I bounce, so that will be 1 note, right? So
yes, as I said already, it's up to you. It's up to you, because I didn't ask all 10 of you. It would take forever. I only asked 2 people. I asked Carol's idea. So I took her idea, and I asked Katarina's idea. I took her idea, and I combined it together as a motif. You probably came up with something else. And then I bounce. Da-da, da-da. You can change the rhythm. You can Just don't give like, and then I am getting ready to, oh my God, that's too long. That doesn't make sense. And plus it has to fit in the meter, right? You have to fit in the meter, right? And you also have to be clear with your finger work. And if you put many syllables, you're asking for trouble, like a lot to play. You're looking for a very simple, effective, efficient means to convey a movement message. So I prefer simple and clear. 1 syllable, 2 syllable before, 3 syllable. Yeah, but if whatever you do, as long as it's musical. But too long is, you know, just simple, like I bounce and catch. Okay, so you make your own. Even I bounce, you can use 8th note. I bounce and catch. Shorter, or I with a fermata. I bounce. It's making music.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. You're welcome.
I was going to ask about tempo, but that addressed it right there. We've been dealing with something very technical, and now we have to make it musical and follow what we're doing or what our children are doing. And I think generally children would bounce much faster. I bounce. They wouldn't go, I bounce. They don't.
Unless you want to train their listening for the Anna Cruz, you can tease them. Unless that's what you're wanting to train.
Well, I'm just thinking about my kids who are just about ready to do a bounce.
Yes. And then, okay, it also depends on their experience with the ball. If this is their first lesson of the ball, you're not going to be playing for this for sure. They're so excited. It's after a numerous lesson, they're kind of like, okay, we know this ball thing is super fun. We're used to it. We are, okay, now they can start to concentrate more on listening. And sometimes everybody having a ball, sometimes you can say, I only have 2 balls today. 2 people will bounce. And every time the ball lands, we're going to clap our hands. 2 at a time. And then when there's just, so, I'm looking for a good listener to be the next 2 people for the ball bounces. It's just management of classroom. And then you just, and you training them to listen, because it's a very beautiful tool okay, so I just wanted to say, why are we doing this too? There's 3 folds. The beginning of our lesson, we did it very intuitively, imaginatively. Just allow you to play. And as a warm-up as well, physical warm-up, right? With the idea of, okay, you're making contact with the ball, and you are carrying the ball, you're mixing the 2, and then we also explore ways the ball leave your hand. That playing space is so important, because, okay, I'm gonna pause here for a second. Let me finish the Carol's question regarding tempo. I'm so sorry, people. Let me backtrack to Carol's question. Carol asking about tempo. When you're practicing right now, yes, you need to practice very slowly just to get the coordination, the nuance, find your chords, get the articulation, the flick, the lightness of the wrist, the impulse of the wrist to get in the key, blah, blah, blah. When you get good hang of it, of course, you needed to be able to play yumpa bump, yumpa bump, yumpa bump, and then catch, just to keep going. Okay, so just regarding tempo. And of course, when you're good with the tempo, you can challenge your older children in the classroom to do a tempo dynamic follow. I bounce and catch. I bounce and then I catch. I bounce and catch, I bounce and catch, I bounce and catch, I bounce and catch, I bounce. You use tempo rubato to challenge your listening. That's for older kids, much more experienced children. Okay, and you can use music to direct them. Okay, so this is about the tempo, just to finish answering Carol's question. So back to what we did today. So in the beginning stage, it was very, very important, actually. It's a fermenting ground for you to not to be just having little guidance to find your way, your relationship, your movement relationship with your body and the ball, your movement, your own bodily movement, the ball's movement, your breath. And in there, you will discover a lot of rich ideas for children classes, for not just children, but for group Dao Course classes. Because in real life, aside from training them to bounce and catch, toss and catch well, you also want them to engage a sequence of the ball improvisation. You can play for it, and from those, all 10 of you really went through all the incredible ideas, right? It was so imaginative, right? So that is like really the top. And then from there, then we get a little bit more specific. We zoom into vocalizing it. We get a little bit more specific. We're tweaking, we're fine tuning. And then we get into just the bounce catch. And there, I really just zoom into that segment, bounce catch. I told you to only say the words bounce when you bounce and catch when you catch it. And we add the words before and a word before the bounce, and to create the speech motif. And using the speech motif in the rhythm, in a rhythmic way, you can use it for your melody. And from the melody, we talk about nuances, articulations in your voice, inflections, the direction of the melody. We put it on the piano. The left hand is very easy, actually. It's just low, high, and according to the harmony, you just, more or less kind of staccato-ish, tenuto. So think of all these wonderful articulation you know how to do, and we just combine together. Okay. So that's, and I showed you a graph of a little drawing to and explain, like, sort of graphically the energy shape of this that's needed for playing for these movement. Just in case some of you cannot download this on the screen, I will also email this to you just in case. Okay. Do you have any question before we move on?
Sorry, Chengfeng, can I just confirm
Yes.
what kind of notes can be for anacrusis? So you mentioned we can do a fermata, something like that, or arpeggio, something like that.
Oh, yes, I didn't talk about arpeggios. Or oh yes. Oh yes, these are all possible. Yes, of course.
Okay, or a short scale, like right?
Short scale segments, yes, because you're coming from the speech pattern, right? And then I bounce. No, I'm playing broken chords. I'm playing arpeggio. That's fine. And a little scale segment, yeah.
And any other possible
Oh, it's up to you to research, to find. Practicing improv is super fun because it's for you to do your own investigation and research. Like improvisation is really like both as a, not only as a teaching tool in Dao course, we use it to direct classes. We use it also as a learning tool. You learn to consolidate skills, but it's also a great time for you to play, to experiment. Oh, I can find this way. I can try this way. But I gave you a few to start with, but I cannot tell you everything because you'll find the best solution that fits you the best. Does it make sense? And you're a singer, Joy, so use voice, sing. Because you see, when Claire sang, it gave her so much information. It gave us a lot of information. So for that, I'm very thank you, Claire, for that great melody. It really, but voice, very kakabut. Okay, the voice really instinctually just does things that are, without having to think too much. And that's the richness of the voice. Okay, so yes, part of your work when you improvise, practicing improvising, is to explore possibilities, and it doesn't end. It just kind of, and I'm not moving my melody. That's also possible, and you can give accent. bounce and catch. And I just make it loud and soft. What am I doing? I'm just using my 5 finger like this, and I go pum pum pum. I'm not articulating anything. I just do this, but that's occasionally that could be a nice color. Okay, but just to stick what we were doing, if you're gonna play giving a melody, that's a harder task, but it's essential to learn and to master, and then you can explore all these clusters and whatnot. Okay, I did not get to listen to your big batch of homework. These two with using Kabalevsky, not Kabalevsky, sorry, Stravinsky. You know this one. And switching between, not switching, like between 2 rhythm values from last week. Last time I did not get to listen. Continue to work on it. For sure, I will give good 1 hour on these 2 things. The other one was the rhythm sheets with an ostinato. Oh boy, they're not easy. I did it myself. I did it myself a long time ago, so I knew how to do it. I was like, oh man, this is like do a whole thing. It's no wonder Katerina asked me, you mean the whole thing? I said, yeah, the whole thing. But and and so it's if you find it difficult, do 1 segment or do 1 bar and be comfortable with it. It's the rhythmic sheet, with a set of rhythms and with the ostinato. So make it easy for yourself. Do 1 or do 1 phrase, and then you should be able to do the whole thing. Okay. Follow the instruction there. So for example, when you do ostinato, please don't sing solfege words altogether. That is very, like, it burns your brain. It's difficult. What else? Some people wrote to me about polyrhythm. They say, oh, it's so hard. I want to tell you, that was 2 weeks ago. Probably it's already easier. Probably. And I want you to reassure you, when things get difficult, isolate smaller chunk. Maybe you say, today I want to work on just that transition from one rhythm to the next rhythm switching. Just work on it slowly and calmly. Or maybe the next day say, I'm going to do these just the first segment of switching twice each. So just do a little bit and it gets easier. And just always tell yourself, because both is true, it's so hard. Or you can say, it's getting a little easier by the second. Both is true, but say something to allow your body to like relax and continue, okay? Yes, Veronica.
Same thing. I worked on the polyrhythm like today, I mean mostly this week, and I didn't do the Larghetto, the Stravinsky. Could you just remind me, what's the homework with the Stravinsky? I didn't look at that.
Oh, okay. It's 2 note value. One hand is 2/8 notes, the other hand is dotted 8th and the 16th.
Okay.
And then you put one value in the other hand, and you're just taking Stravinsky's idea. You know that Stravinsky has this wandering thumb, right? You know, like this. Shuhan, you might be like, what are you talking about? I will fill you in, like I will send you an email about that. Okay, so don't worry.
So the note values that we're switching up, one is just remind me of what those note values are again.
2/8 notes and dotted. Oh, these are bum. Bum, dotted, the skipping rhythm, binary skip, dotted 8th and 16th. So maybe.
And we're. And we're switching the hands on them. Is that right? We're doing one in one hand and the other in the other hand, and then switching it up.
If you can, but if you don't want to do that, if it's too much, at least you can do like just separate one handed and then switch around. But explore possibility, because if the left hand is this, you can do this.
Yes.
You can do.
Great. Great.
You can
I get
change it up. Yeah.
Okay, so we take his ideas for the harmonies in the left and make our own melodies on top. Is that the idea?
Yes, you can treat the melody always in the right hand, or you can wanted to, if you wanted to make melody in the left hand, you be my guest. Okay.
Perfect. Okay,
Because
great.
because Katerina mentioned, well, yeah, I'm gonna make depends which note value is the leader, is the melody. She mentioned that, but then I want to say,
Okay.
those of you, if you wanted to treat only right hand always the melody, left hand is the accompaniment.
Okay.
Katerina, we're talking about 2/8 notes, and the yeah. So
Okay.
and then
Thank you.
Shu, I will send you an email about these things.
Okay. Okay. And I
And
just want to say, Chengfen, you're absolutely right. It does get easier. When I started the polyrhythms, I thought, that's it. I can't do this. I'm dropping out of this class. And by the end of it, I actually could do it. I mean, I just, so it does, it's amazing that it does get easier.
I am so happy. Yes, yes, yes. And also on YouTube, I put on YouTube because it's you can adjust the
Yeah.
speed. Oh well, and it's children time. Oh my goodness, we have Joy's child and we have Feifan's daughter. Joy, what's your child's name?
Aria.
Aria, Aria. Oh, beautiful. Hi, Aria. And Feifan, what's your daughter's name?
Athena,
Adina, Aria and Adina.
like the goddess of Greece, Athena.
Athena. Okay, Athena and Aria. Oh my gosh, that's all beautiful names. Yes, and we don't have we don't have Rachel's boys here, and we don't have Katerina's children. Okay, so I want to wish you a very happy Sunday and enjoy, and I will see you in 2 weeks. Okay, see you soon. Bye bye.